But let me ask you this, UDM, and you guys answer in the chat if you guys are on Deliver That specifically. I know there's a few of you guys here that are. If all things are equal, right? If all things are equal, the mileage, the money, the commission, you know, it's a restaurant you like, are you going to accept the one that's $600 subtotal? Or are you going to take the one that's $100 subtotal?
I mean, if the payouts, let's just say, let's look at some payouts real quick. You said tip pool. So if the payouts are like between 30 to 35 bucks.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with the easiest one.
You go with the small one, right? Yeah.
The smallest and easiest one. If the payouts are different by 50 bucks, of course, I'll go for the one that pays more. But it all depends too about how much work that would need, right? So for instance, it might pay $50 more, but it's like $3,000 worth of food.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna look at it like, no, you know. Yeah. But like I mentioned in our previous conversation, where there was a $5,000 order, and they had a gratuity of $120, and you know, in that case, there's like, you know, that would be a situation where I'm like, can my vehicle hold $5,000 worth of food? No. Would I go and rent a van to take that? No, because that'll cost me money.
Not for $120.
Not for $120.
But if it's paying you $500, $600, that's different.
Yeah.
Even if you rent a van and it costs you $100, you're making good money. You're done for the day, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So just to kind of like finish up answering your question.
Yeah.
I'll just go for the easiest one. If there's if there's 4 orders between $100 order cost to $500 order cost, and all of them paying between 30 to 35, I'm just gonna go with the easiest one, because what's $1? Yeah. What's $3? What's $4? That's how base pay on DoorDash anyway. Right?
Yeah. No, you're right. You know, I'm glad I asked you that, and because I think in the beginning and even now, even as recent as this week, it's like I like to take the big ones because I feel like there's some value in it, and I don't know, you know, I feel like I want DeliverThat to know that I can handle a $800 order, right? And I think there's just something to it. But I do these orders sometimes, and I'm going up all these stairs and elevators, and I have all this set up, and you walk in these mazes and these nurses' offices. It's like I should have just taken a $100 Subway that would have been in and out. And the one that I did instead of the Subway, it was an extra $7, but the additional time it took me cost me money. Yeah. Just because I made an extra $7, I could have did a DoorDash or an Instacart.
Exactly.
And then, so I think sometimes with the catering, I was thinking like, man, I got to get them big ones because maybe there's something, you know, maybe there's an additional cash chip, or maybe there's not usually. So like, I'm just going to take them small ones if everything else is equaled up, you know. Now I'll take a big one if I got nothing else out there. I'm just going to take it because that's what I'm still doing with DeliverThat, just trying to get as many orders in as I can. And most of them are 30 to 35 bucks. But yeah, the small ones are just way easier, man. I did a Subway this week. It's two bags. It was like a DoorDash order basically. And it paid $3. It was 2 bags.
Yep.
I just dropped them off.
Catering bag required.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing here? Right? It was crazy, man.
No, but seriously though, man, the easier you make your life for the same pay, the better it is. Like if they're saying that they're gonna pay you $21 and $27 tip pool, like why would you go for a $1,500 order? And I specifically mentioned that number because when I was doing regular live streams on my channel, there was just a driver that was just really like, you know, pissed off because he took a $1,500 order tip pool. Why would you do that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, you don't do that. Expecting an additional incentive or of any sort. Like, no, you got to still make the best decision for you. And $1,500 of food, expecting something bigger or greater is no one else's fault but yours. Yeah. I mean, they're trying to get the job done, but you didn't have to accept it. So the easier you make your life with what you choose to accept, the better off you'll be.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I see it. The smallest order I don't remember if I took it, but I remember seeing it. The smallest easy cater tip pool order, $18.
Oh, damn. I did a 50. I did two $50 orders. I've done a couple $100. The $50 one was like American Cookie Company. It was a thing of cookies, like a box, like a pizza box, basically. drop it off, and boop, no setup, picture.
That's it.
18. Okay, let me ask you a question, because you know obviously more about the back end of the catering stuff, with DeliverThat or whatever, right? And how the systems work. But how is the $18 subtotal being facilitated through Easy Cater or whatever app? Because there's a lot of delivery fees and that. But how is that even a catering order? How does somebody go to an app to place that? Or is that something that started on the merchant's end? What do you say to that? An $18 order doesn't make, that's weird to me.
Well, I believe there's different. I don't want to say tiers, but since DoorDash uses tiers a lot, and all
No, it's
right,
RIP DoorDash. We
and
ain't got to
yeah,
talk DoorDash.
and we gotta talk DoorDash. All right, so look, the way I see it, from what I've seen, is as long as you can place an order through Easy Cater, they will accept it, right?
Interesting.
But depending on how much you're spending,
Yeah.
will determine what your delivery fee would be. So if it's a very small order, I can only imagine maybe your delivery fee may be $7. But if it's a few hundred, your delivery fee may be maybe $30.
I see $30 on the receipts, and usually what I see, UDM, I don't know if you see, I see $30 and then a promotion or discount of $30.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of merchants getting that kind of thing waived.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, $18 just seems weird. It seems odd.
I know it seems weird, right? And this is where I was telling people, hey, I love the tip pool for this type of situation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But that's me taking advantage of what I understand about the platform, right? It's the same thing as just understanding this. It's not DoorDash. Yeah, you may see a 1,500 subtotal, but choosing that on DoorDash, there's a better chance that you're going to be paid more with that. And I apologize for keep bringing up DoorDash, but I know
we
there's
can
a
bring
lot
it
of
up, man.
dashes. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I don't know how you feel, bro.
No, we're good.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, there's the mentality, the way that a person works, they bring that same mentality over to DeliverThat, and then it's not, when they get a bad experience, then they're sour about it. But you just have to understand, the same way we all had to learn how to do Uber or DoorDash or Grubhub, understanding the rules of each one, or even Instacart, right? Understanding the rules of each one. Once you understand it, then you can use it to your advantage and DeliverThat. That's one of those situations where, hey, these are your rules. You better not be mad at me.
Yeah.
I took an $18 order and you got to pay me $30.
Yeah, that's part of the and I would imagine they're still newish, right? So they want to capture clientele, they want to capture order value, they want to capture the market share. They're not in the business to turn down money, even if they lose a couple dollars on it. They want to get the volume, they want to get the order, they want to get the good experience that they're going to provide, that they're trying to provide. They want to give that to that consumer, so that next time they might spend $500 when they're thinking about placing the order, because it's for their business versus their personal.
Yeah.
There's a question here from Delivery Carry statement. I am too scared to try catering. LOL. What would you tell somebody, UDM, that says I'm too scared to try catering? What would you tell somebody that? Well, what would your reply be to that?
Get out of your own head. If you can do a DoorDash pick up and drop off, you can do a catering delivery. Most people that I've spoken to, when they hear catering, they think of the people in the, they're dressed up and it's like they got all these pans and everything, and they got to set them up and put the water in the pans. Like, yeah, it's good knowledge to know how to do these things, but if you don't know, it's kind of almost like self-explanatory. But I understand the little intimidation you may feel, and at the same time, I also understand in your mind catering. Oh my gosh, it's a very large order. It's not always that. And in this case, you choose the subtotal you can handle, right? So yes, the bags may have a little extra weight to it. And if you're doing a $5,000 order,
you gotta have the right vehicle and all that.
Just understand that's gonna be heavy, But if you're doing an $18 order, that's a DoorDash, that's a pick up and drop off. And most of these customers, I know this is my experience here. Most of the customers in the areas that I choose to go and deliver to, they have a staff member that's designated to just lay everything out. So I don't have to do anything
Yeah.
most times. I
Yeah.
just got to bring it. And most times I try to help out, but don't be afraid of catering. Like,
Yeah.
get out of your own head. It's not that big of a deal. And get your money.
Yeah. And that's where more opportunities to get your money is going to be, right? I think if we're limiting ourselves to on demand, which can be valuable still, right? Whether if it's a filler or if it's your whole thing or a little bit or whatever. But like, you got to follow the money. And the catering right now is going to be the more cash value for your time. You
Yeah.
know, if you do most caterings are going to take you, in my opinion, most caterings, even when, if you're waiting, getting there 15 minutes early, and then if there's a little bit of a drive, it's not going to take more than an hour usually. I've had a couple that have gone a little over an hour, but that's not normal. Most of the time it's 30 minutes, 40 minutes from beginning to end, maybe an hour. And if you're making that $35, most of us are okay with being in that range, right?
Yeah.
Most DoorDash drivers aren't making $35 an hour, active or non. So I
Most.
mean, why not do catering? But